All right. Give me a second. All right. Let me put that here. There we go. Should be okay. Sorry if I'm having this bad cough still. I got cough drops over there if I need some, or if it gets too rough. All right. So yeah, y'all. What's good, y'all? It's your boy, your dad, dude, and we're on the Great Ace Attorney trilogy. I mean, Chronicles. I was playing straight trilogy, like I said, the Phoenix Wright trilogy thing. But yeah, that's the point. This game is kind of like that, and I have did at least the trilogy ones. I don't think I've done the one with Trucy Wright and the other dude. I forgot his name. And Athena. I haven't done those. At least not yet. At least. So maybe in the future I might do that. But this is the only one I really could get. So like, yeah, we got this one, and we're gonna see how it goes. So, but yeah, if you like Phoenix Wright, you'll definitely like this game. This game will be probably up the alley the same way as that. And if you like Danganronpa, you might like it if you like Phoenix Wright. That's all I can say for y'all. So yeah, we're gonna go up here and do that. And if we need to fix the volume, we can do that. Can this thing stop being weird? Okay, there we go. That's a lot. That's a little bit better. All right, put it right here. All right. There we go. Now here's what we're gonna do. Oh, the volume doesn't go down. Did you say mute the background music now? I pray background music does not get me copyrighted. So for right now, we'll let it rock because I never got copyrighted on Phoenix Wright stuff. So I pray I don't have to do it for that. Okay, so yeah, we're not doing story mode though. But yeah, that's a good thing if y'all like it. Then there's the special contents, which is accolades, galleries, and all that good old other stuff. Which we're not gonna look at that yet because yeah, we gotta do stuff. Wait, such adventure. Okay, so we have. Okay, we have like 5 episodes. So honestly, like I said, we have 5 episodes of each one of these, and I think there's another one of them. Don't ask me about it; I wouldn't know. But yeah, let's keep it going. We're gonna let it rock.
The
And I'm
Empire of Japan,
probably stopping around 6 or 7.
after opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence to this far eastern island nation. The revolution washed over the land, making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some were swept away by the tide.
What?
But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
Okay, if you're the main character, that's the most dumbest thing you could ever do. Why would you hold the gun? Cause that is the most suspicious thing to do. Like, bro, I don't get it though. All right. Anyway. 22nd, November the 22nd, 8:43. I wish they would have did it the other way around, but hey, what do I know? Or I should have said 22nd of November, 8:43 a.m. There you go, that's even better. Supreme Court of Judiciary, or Judicature, I don't know how you want to say that. Defendants into Chamber 5. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is happening. How can it be that just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate? What? Oh, no, nothing. Save your glares, murderer. Sorry. My name is Ryunosuke Naruda. I'm a second-year student at the Imperial Yumi University. 2 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. That sounds just about right. And now, here I am, awaiting my trial. That's enough. He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. And who are you? I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Lawyer? Yes, and until the judge has given his verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal, so you will hold your tongue. Technicalities, look at you. You haven't even graduated yet. And yet, I still seem to know better than you how a court officer behaves. Should behave. Right, Ryunosuke? Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. What are you apologizing to me for? Oh, no, I suppose that wasn't my fault. But, really, Kazuma? I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry. There you go again, apologizing. Just like always. Though I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days. Yumi University professor murdered in cold blood by student. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? Of course not. You have to believe me. I didn't do it. I could never murder someone. Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high. You mean... I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryunosuke. Plus, you ain't got that dog in you. Kazuma Usagi? I'm assuming that's how they say his name. My best friend. Also in his second year at Yumi University. But he's far more clever than I, a star student in fact. Sorry if I do cough a little though. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive, considering he's still an undergraduate. It's not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old. Here in Japan, anyway. My qualifications don't mean much yet. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma, truly. 3 days ago. Yes, that's when all this started. Congratulations, Kazuma. It looks like you're going to get to study abroad at last. I know. I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself into the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I'm really happy for you, and proud as your friend. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious, aura billowing around his temple. I want to bring about change in our own legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire? I wish I could see it too. Then come with me. We'd have a wild time tearing it up in the streets of Her Majesty's City of London together. If only it were that simple. Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better get going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in the English class tomorrow then, partner. It was straight after that. That's when it happened. Okay, Asagi, may I have a word? Oh, is it the girl or is it the guy that said it? I'm guessing it's guy. Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Well, this case has personal significance to me. But never mind that for now, Asagi. You should go home. You should go immediately to the judge's chambers. To His Excellency's chambers? Why? He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be a confusion about procedures today as a result. Who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him in the university before. I see. I'll go at once then. I shall accompany you. Alright then, Ryunosuke. I'll see you in the court. Yes. Thank you, Kazuma. And she bows and just dips out of there. Okay. This is awkward. And he just gave me the look like, I'm him. Don't judge me. He got that dog in him. Look at him. You know he got that dog in him. If I may. Yes, sorry. You must be the defendant. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Yes, that's right. My name is Eugen Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensics medicine at Yumi University. Ah, Professor Mikotoba. I've heard that name from Cosmo before. Hold up. Real quick. Okay, there you go. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Cosmo's studying abroad. Asagi has told me about you. You and he are best friends. I understand. As such, I feel you should know. Know what? Well, as you've no doubt heard, Asagi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that permission will be revoked and never granted again. What? As I suspected, you were unaware of this. I had a feeling Asagi might have chosen not to tell you. He agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered. But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing? The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants overseas study. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances. I don't believe it. But I didn't do it. I swear it. I'm not a murderer. I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task, especially when everyone just hates you, bro. Look, come on, little bro, put the fries in the bag. But you see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial. Sorry? What do you mean? You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway. But what should I do? Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest you do anything that could lead to a conviction. Right, so as soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, I do. Okay, they do have a save file, though. Alright. I do. But what would the question be? Surely not. Do you accept the accusation that's being brought before you? Of course not. That's stupid. Defendant. Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. It would seem our surreptitious discussions are to be cut short. So allow me to summarize. Kazuma Sagi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours. What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear? Get moving. There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway. This is it. If the trial goes badly, Cosmo's dreams of studying abroad are over. And what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. And so, with absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on that unforgettable trial. My one and only chance, there you go, my one and only chance of proving my innocence, the trial that would decide my destiny. I'm grabbing these two. There you go. I'm sorry, I gotta get the cough drop. Alright, sorry. Okay, this thing, I swear, sometimes these cough drops are terrible. Okay. November 22nd, 9 a.m. Supreme Court of Judiciary or Judicature or whatever they call it, courtroom 2. Yeah. So this is a courtroom. The Supreme Court of Judiciary or Judicature. Let me just look up what it is, because if they're gonna say that name the entire time, I'm gonna crash out. Hold up, let me see something. Let me see how they say it though. Can this thing move? Okay. Wait, what the?
Judicature.
Okay, it's Judicature. Okay, Judicature. Okay. So the Supreme Court of the Judicature. Why does it have to be Judiciary? Like, come on now. Like, I know judicial. It's like, okay, so Judicature. Okay, so okay. Judicial couture? Okay, judicature. Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna call it the judiciary thing. Judiciary. I don't know, bro. At this point, I'm about to get cooked saying these names, bro. I hate saying names like that, because I'm like, what the heck? It's like Judicature. Okay, so Judicature. Okay. Supreme Court of Judicature. No court in the land has more power. There we go. I'm just gonna start saying that. Judicature. That's what I'm about to start saying. If I say this wrong, I don't give two cares. I don't much like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery. Lots of military and other uniforms are in there. The powers that be have demanded that this be a secret trial. A secret trial? A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. What? But why? It'll become clear in time. But for now, you need to concentrate, Ryunosuke. It's about to begin. That's the problem. I don't know who it is going to be. Okay. The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency.
As is the defense. There's so many voices that I gotta do. Before we begin, there is one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday's evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. Normal procedure is for the defense advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask for our final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendants in this trial? This is it. This must be the question. Who's going to defend me? That's the question the professor meant. But then, if I say I do, I need to answer quickly. What should I do? That's what I do. Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear who will advocate.
No! I got this! I'm the main character!
What is the meaning of this unruly outburst?
Brother, he didn't do no outburst. He literally just raised his hand like, yes!
You know what? I guess that can't be unruly, I guess. I would like to inform the court that I, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, will be defending myself. You'll be what? That sounds like crap. What are you playing at, Ryunosuke? Professor Mikatopa told me everything just now before the trial. He did what? Why'd he do that? He said that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose. How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. You think I won't be able to get you off. No, that's not that, really. It's just that, well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that you... Yes. I knew that's how you'd feel. Which is exactly why I did it. And decided not to tell you. Professor Mikatopa shouldn't have stuck his nose in it. Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial.
Well. Does the accused admit defeat already? Re-announcing his own counsel? Really?
Objection!
Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows the defendant's innocence is so apparent he's confident he can speak for himself. Isn't that so, Naruhodo-san? Oh, yes, exactly. Exactly what I wasn't thinking. I'm not confident at all. In fact, my mind's a complete blank. I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered.
Well, for a mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court, you must have perpetrated a most heinous crime indeed. And you're cooked.
As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. I don't know why I gotta say it like that, but I can't say it so convincingly. Anyway, accordingly, the highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, defendant Naraoda? Yes, Your Excellency. I have this cough drop in my mouth, so it's going to be worse to say anything. It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken. My competency? What does that mean? He's questioning your ability to do the job. Well, he can't be questioning it more than I am. So let's start with the very simplest of questions. Oh, yes. Okay, so it's not R1 or nothing. Because already would usually be like the autopsy report. I don't know what the autopsy report in this thing is. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. That's easy enough. I've heard his name more times than I care to remember. But wait. I'm so nervous. I can't even remember that. What was it again? Ryunosuke. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank. You know me so well. All the relevant information for this case can be found in the court record. But I can't even find that. It's simple. You can access the court records with the press of R1. That's what I said the entire time. It didn't let me hit it like before, like back in the day. If you ever need to find you've forgotten something, just consult that. It's all in there. I just have to press R1 for the court record. Alright, there's no time to lose. There we go. This is the list of evidence you've collected. Now try to switch to people with R1. There we go. You'll find the details about the victim if you go in here. Second when you're done. Okay, so John H. Williams. He's the victim of the case. Sadly. Archie's here. There you go. Okay, so John H. Wilson. Alright. John H. Wilson. So remember, everything to do with the court case can be found in the court record. Now, you better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Find the victim in the people section of the courtroom. Press triangle to present. Try it.
Yes!
Okay, I guess that worked. Oh wow, I didn't have to even say his name or nothing. The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson.
Tush! Ha ha! Well, at least you can remember the name of the esteemed member of your own university, you fool.
Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England invited to Yumi University 3 years ago. Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. And as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation.
And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of the Englishman has been spilt on our soil. You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Yumi University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides you education. Have you no honor?
But I didn't do it. This case is coming under great scrutiny for our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime. So that's why the trial has these unusual peculiarities, is it? Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman. Yes, Dr. H. Wilson was an Englishman. Well, that's how these increase won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. Oh dear. Look at the time. I'd better get going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in the English class tomorrow, then, partner. Okay. Okay, there we go. There we go. This is where we need to be at. Okay. The British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think. Wait. See that man at university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still. I should go and say hello. So I went over to the professor's table. And introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. Now then, let me not propose, but pose my next question to you, Defendant Narahuda. Yes, Your Excellency. How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? Okay, so loss of blood. States before the court the cause of death. The cause of death. Well, obviously, that was, Ryunosuke. Remember that in the court, every assertion must be backed up with evidence. Evidence? But how? Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death. Then press present. Do it now.
Yes!
Well, according to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma. I mean, I know he's trying to say that it's hard to say the word, so I'm not going to be too harsh on him, but yeah.
Learn to read, you imbecile. That's the post-mortem report, I take it.
Sorry. Yes, that's right. The post-mortem report. In the West, adopted the 6 corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. I would prefer them to say autopsy, but hey. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way. Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later.
This is the so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. In other words, we should assume the victim was shot at a close range.
Thank you, Counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the records. Okay, so what does subsequently died mean exactly? Okay, but the photographic print of the victim has been entered into the court record. So that's a photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail is incredible. Very well, I am satisfied with your answers. Let us start with the trial.
Certainly, Your Excellency. So without further ado, in order to better apprise the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness, who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened.
This is it then. I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind. Professor, you mean Dr. Mikatoba? Yes, clearly you're the defense lawyer today, not me. That doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant. Of course. When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kazuma Osagi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he? Maybe, but any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma. Well, my first piece of advice is rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats. Only if you rein in that crazy headband and control the cold stares first.
Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please.
Dang, there's so many daggone things I gotta go for.
Of course, my name is Satoru Hosonaga. I am the head waiter at a Western-style restaurant called Le Carnaval.
Dang, you got a bad cough too? But mine ain't coughing up no blood though. That's kind of tough, man. You got a bad cough. Crazy work. Are you alright? You seem to be coughing up some, My apologies. I've got that dog in me. It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me. Well, it really should.
As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grand crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants. An Occidental eatery 3 days ago.
Understood. Hosonaga-san, you will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident.
At once, sir. And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please.
Oh, perspiring maybe. Aspiring? It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have a few diners at the time of day. At that time of day, but it's okay. The lunchtime rush was over, and there were only 3 tables still occupied. That fits within my memory of it, too. There was hardly anyone else at the place. It was when I was in the kitchen putting away crockery and cutlery. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried out to the dining area to see what had happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair, and standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student.
Yes!
Hold on, let me clarify something here. Well, I did pick up the gun that I found lying on the floor before the professor. I didn't shoot him.
Objection! I said no interjections! I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections! So shut up! The court wishes to listen to the witness report of what he saw, you amateur.
But the next time you interrupt in an inappropriate time, you will be penalized, defended Naruhodo. Don't worry, Inosuke. You'll have your chance to fight back. For now, we must just quietly listen to the witness. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie though, I'd be like, bro, write it down of what he's saying, and I could just object him. I'm like, all right, sir, do you mind writing it down every time you say it? Because I want to hear proof. I want to hear the proof that you say, then I can say, boom, got it. Then I'll go out there and then I hit them with them objections.
If I may confirm one point, waiter, sitting beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today?
Yes, without question.
I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim?
No. There was no one else around the table but the deceased Englishman and the university student. Huh? Wait, what did he just say? There was no one else around that table? What's the matter, Inosuke? That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite him at his table. Why did you just say that the first time? Really? And that's not something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? I feel if I gotta interject, I'm kind of cooked here. If I'm gonna penalize though, but what? How bad am I gonna get penalized though? How bad would the penalization be though? I feel like it's better just to wait and see, just for the time being though. But hey, if it's that bad, we can just load back in and pretend like nothing happened. Just to see how good or bad it is. And if we need to do anything, boom, we're here. We are going to interject to see what happens.
Yes!
Just wait a moment, please. That wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with them at the same table.
You keep on doing stupid stuff! Dear me, what are we gonna do with you? With your blatant disregard for the court procedures, I began to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all?
But I'm sure what I saw. Hosonaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy. No. The deceased gentleman came to the dine alone. I don't believe it. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please have a look at it if you'd like to. Let me see. Ah, a sketch of the establishment layout, drawn by yourself, I presume. That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. How does that prove anything, though? It just proves that you just said the X is just the victim. Like, that doesn't mean that no one was there. Otherwise, you would have had like a 1, 2, and stuff like that. Like, come on. Well, you're clearly a very consensuous waiter. Thank you, sir. The court will take this plate and add to the court records as evidence. Oh, well, Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once.
Of course. Here you are. What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now.
Something certainly seems to have shaken him.
You good, brother?
Dang, you not good, bro. Like, my cough is bad, but dang, you need to fix that cough, buddy. You need a better cough.
So, the court has now heard about the persists of the case.
Yes, at the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant, the only person in close proximity, my bad, had a little tongue twister coming on. So the victim was the defendant on the trial today. It would seem we are looking at a black and white case here. Defendant Norohoda. Yes, Your Excellency. If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court was willing to look mercifully upon you.
In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I called this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court. But I'm also warned the defense, if you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial, the prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime.
What do you think I should do, Kasba? What do you mean? Like, you're not guilty, so you go ahead and do it.
Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence?
Brother, you're not that guy. Stop trying to quit.
Everyone keeps telling me this trial's unusual, all about these peculiarities. You said it. Professor Mikatopoulos said it. And so has the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this.
As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you, and yet, despite knowing that, you're willing to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it?
What? If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you going to abandon that duty? Or are you going to give up on yourself?
The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke. The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Then we shall see how decisive the evidence really is. It's like, oh, that guy's he's got spitting. Indeed. Prosecutor Achi, please continue with your proceedings.
Tisk, well, you were warned. The youth and young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be. In a few short moments from now, the dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. The prosecution calls its next witnesses.
Very well. Officer, bring forth the witnesses at once.
Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupation for the court.
Yes, sir! The Great Nippon Imperial Army... oh my goodness, I just said something crazy. Yes, sir! The Great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant... What? Okay, hold on. I gotta see how it said. Is it Ayesa Nosa? Ayesa Nosa? I'm guessing this is Ayesa Nosa! Reporting for duty, sir.
Myself I find employ as the purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the efflorescence, I don't know what it is, of our nation's Nippon, and conduct my trade from Rasate, a humble premises in the 2nd District, Kyoryuo, Korakuta, at your service.
An antique dealer and a soldier. What an unusual pairing.
Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day of the question.
They must be at the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned.
Myself, I habitately take tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always post-noon, and not infrequently converse with interested parties regarding the curios with which I make my business.
I can't understand a word that old man is saying. He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at the carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets the carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he's a seller rather than a buyer.
Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. That's kind of crazy work. Is that correct?
I need to put this thing out. Affirmative! The enemy units was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir. It was that black uniformed rogue.
Did I hear a child in the background? Did someone have a child? Can someone get rid of their child? The child shouldn't be here. Come on now. Over there, who unloaded his firearm, sir.
This man's as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said. Yeah, there's like a baby in the background. So, this is the decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening. The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. But I didn't. Yes. Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. Now, the court will hear your formal testimonies, please. You will say everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred. Sir, yes, sir. Dude, I know I'm not tripping. That is literally a baby. But hold on, I'm about to spit this daggone cough drop out. This thing is not working. Standing by, ready to report, sir.
Unsavory memories of the most academic afternoon.
I'm cooked though. I need a new voice. I need words I don't know about. Yeah, my coffee is cooked. I know it is. Wait, did someone just text me about something? Wait, who just texted me? There we go. There we go. Alright. Had to get that cough out of the way. But yeah, okay. Let's see. Witness testimony. What the witness saw.
I was adjusting a regulation beef steak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman.
At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel.
I was on my hands and knees, investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio.
Well, so you, Sergeant Dosa, actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim.
Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. That wicked university's... Can you stop with the kid?
University's cadets, sir. The cruel and unforgivable enemy.
What times we live in when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day.
But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone. Is that really true, Ryunosuke?
Yes, all I did was pick up the gun that was lying on the floor.
After I said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then when I finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant when I noticed an Englishman made guns next to the chair when the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it, so I bent down and just as I was picking it up, that's why you should have dropped the gun and be like, wait, what the heck? Well, if that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the case somewhere. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who the criminal was. There is. Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witness. Cross-examine? Do it now!
As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. It is time to bring this despicable student to justice.
Certainly, the testimony of the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubts. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict of this trial.
No, shut up, Judge.
What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst?
Dude, you're not gonna let me cross-examined, bro. That's not what they do at Phoenix Wright. They let me actually do everything and stuff. Unless it's a girl, then it's different. The defense demanded its right to cross-examination. To a cross-examination. Dear me, dear me. Let me guess, the Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic. You're trash at this game.
Huh? How do you know?
The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination?
Objection!
The defense is ascertaining and asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant.
Gulp.
Councilman is still commanding. Very well. Let the defense conduct its cross-examination of the witnesses. Alright, this is where the real battle begins, Ryunosuke.
But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination.
Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witnesses' statements. How? You didn't fire the gun, which means what that soldier said has to be a lie. That means I have to be close. So you said I shot him from the back. That's the problem. Is that I could not have shot him from his back. Yeah, I really could not. I could not have shot the dude behind his back. So maybe this or this one. Cause yeah, if that's the case, I didn't even go through his chest. It didn't even go through his chest. So it had to be one of these two. Well, yes, but it's just a case of proving it. The key to doing that is evidence. Right, evidence. All you need to present some decisive and undisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Now, let's go, Ryunosuke. Don't let them beat you. Alright then. It's all or nothing. cross-examination with witness on. Alright. Okay, let me ask you a question then, sir.
Yes!
Let me ask you a question then, sir. So, you're saying that you actually saw me at that time? Affirmative! I saw you! Laughing, cackling like a madman as you trained the barrel of your gun on the English settlement and civilian. But that's impossible. I only... Allow me to confirm just one point, please. What's that, Private? Thinking carefully about the statement you just made, it seems to me that it must have been after you heard the gunshot. You looked over to the victim. And so what if it was? Then you didn't actually see it. Well, if that really is the case, it would mean that you didn't in fact see the precise moment when the killer actually fired the gun. Exactly. Arrgh! A double arc! My sixth sense. Sorry? My sixth sense of danger. I picked up the waves of a murderous energy radiating from your foul mind. Which means, a split second before you pulled that trigger, I was looking right at you, Cadet. Surely that's not really possible, is it? Do you think I would have got anywhere today in the army if I couldn't sense any danger in the air, son? And that baby in the background, I hear that baby in the background. Is that baby like under you or something, or like behind you or something? Like what's happening? Well, it would seem this soldier is absolutely convinced that he saw you deed to deed. This is not going good, Prime Presser. For having successfully pressed the witness during the...
Yes!
Okay, let me talk to you about that then. Let me talk to you about that then, sir. So this black uniform university cadet, you're saying that was... I've had just about enough with their sauce, cadet. Who else would have been seen else here in a black uniform, huh? Well, there's something stating right next to me who fits the description as well, but... It was you little weasel. You unloaded a firearm on that man. From behind his back. Did you call yourself a citizen of the Great Empire? Oh. Hey. How you doing? That's good.
She's in the hospital. I want her to keep smiling.
Oh, okay. And you call yourself a citizen of the Great Empire of Nippon? You disgust me. He's like, brother, this man's capping. He's like, that man is capping. Why is he capping so hard? What is it, Ryunosuke? I'm not quite sure. It's something that Sergeant just said, but I can't put my finger on it. Something's playing on my mind. In that case, check back over the details of the evidence you've gathered in the court record. Might as well do it. And if you find an inconsistency there with what the witness just said, then don't hold back. Present the evidence to the court. Okay, I don't want to be that guy, but sir, please pause on that statement. This man really said, thrust it into the witness's face and make him choke on it. That is just bad context. Look, you need context with this, otherwise you're cooked. What do you mean by that? I'm not even gonna try to. I'm not gonna. That's crazy. That's a crazy statement to make. But sorry, I can't see that statement. No, I don't know what statement you said, but hey, I'm just here with it though. All right, save it here again, just in case. Okay, there's two things I want to say.
Yes!
There you go, that's perfect. I didn't know which one was going to be, but I'll take one or the other. Let me talk about talk. Oh, you sweating bullets, my boy. What are you sweating bullets for? Are we supposed to just sit here, guys, or what are we supposed to do? What? What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination? Touching some photographic print in my mustache? An inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes. There's a clear inconsistency here.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks. Tisk, what nonsense. What can this print possibly tell us that we don't know already?
Brother, I want you to look at this. Apparently you can't see. Apparently you can't see with your feeble mind. You see this? It's in the chest. It didn't go through. Pause on that statement, though. But it didn't go through. It's right here. But yeah, it didn't go through him. It only went to that chest. So I didn't shoot him from behind. As this thing says, was caused by a loss of blood from a gunshot to the chest. The bullet did not pass through the victim's body, which means I could not shot him from behind. Otherwise, you wouldn't see it in the front. You'd see it at the back instead of the front. It didn't go through back and front. It only went to the front. So, you're a dum-dum, if you don't know that. Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth.
I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, that there is no place for an amateur student here in the grand courtroom.
This is so frustrating. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It could be more plain. To spell it out for you would be an insult to the court. Dang. That works for me. Cosmo, what?
What are you talking about?
It's apparent from a single glance at the photographic print submitted by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's testimony.
What?
Sergeant yes sir, no sir. Yes sir, what sir? The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel.
Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir.
Yes!
That's the problem. But no, that just can't be.
Why not, cadet?
Because took a close look at this print, even though my friend is not good enough to say it. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. And that means to the chest, not the back, but the chest. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it?
Get back there, kid. We don't let people see us out here. I almost went over in the streets.
What was that? Something just popped out from behind his back, but he just pushed it back down. Certainly, there is a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa?
Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable.
Until the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were... I guess you're fine with the kid being up here, I guess? Okay, go for it.
Firmly fixed on the delicious carnival steak, sir. What? You capper! We told you we need proof and an incessant proof. Not unnecessary crap.
Unless that's what the court heard has proved one thing beyond a reasonable doubt. Witness Sergeant Ayasedosa did not see the defendant firing a gun at all.
That's absurd.
I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom.
Yeah.
We got it. There's been a complete turnabout in this mood of trial just from one discrepancy. There you go. So this is what being an ace attorney is about. Well, I mean, it was obvious. You just didn't want to say it.
But I definitely saw him. The university cadet there. He was pointing a firearm directly at the victim's back.
Dude, I picked up a weapon. And I looked at it because I looked at the dude because the dude literally, it was probably his gun. He thought it was his gun. Why the heck would he? Okay, bro. You got it, bro. You got it, bro. You assuming too much, bro, but okay.
Yes!
But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up from the floor.
And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either?
Myself, I have already been quite clear. The gunshot interests me not. I was far too busy on the floor.
Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing?
Hunting for treasure.
Treasure? What the heck is this old man about? This man's smoking all the good stuff. Give him the weed, he'll be fine. Like, literally, I could just tell he's just gonna say it. He might as well be saying that.
Indeed, the Hoa Era Kaban, my prized coin. On each occasion when I visited that restaurant, it is a habitude to place in my bosom pocket a particular trinket of interest from my shop, Rosette,
in the hope of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from you.
On the day of their scrutiny, it was to a military man that I proffered my Hoa treasure. Believed that he would purchase such a rare find. I did not, but I was presented with the little alternative. And then, after averting my eyes, for the briefest of moments, it was there no more. It simply vanquished. The Koban vanished. Hunting around under the table, I was, in case mayhap it had fallen there. My voice was kind of looking like crap. And then it happened.
You heard the gunshot, you mean?
Indeed I did. But I heeded it not, for I was only concerned, or was concerned only, or only concerned, you take your pick, with finding my abscond Hoi treasure. Nothing could distract me.
Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end?
No.
I see.
That lamentable day, the precious Hobai Kaban was lost to me. No doubt, some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself.
As I am sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British, it would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is your proposition, Prosecutor Achi?
Tish, worry not, Your Excellency. I'm getting me some water. For research purposes.
Yeah, give me some daggone water. I'll be back like maybe a minute or so. My voice gonna be having problems.
The defendant may have fled a tiger from the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back.
What the heck does that supposed to mean?
My witnesses have further testimonies to make.
Explain.
Upon hearing their next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could have possibly have committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
What? He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you and about you, doesn't he? Very well. The court invites the witnesses to testify again. Invites the witness to testify again. I don't know what I said. Something dumb. I don't know what I was trying to say. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear?
As clear as Kiriko glass, Your Excellency.
How clear is that, though? Yes, sir. At once, sir. Awaiting signal to testify, sir. Excuse me, but there's something or someone peeking out over your shoulders, I think.
Affirmative, the newest member of the Nosa family. The rise of the race, sir. Name, I don't know.
So why didn't you want to show it the first time? It seems those strappers are a sign of the sergeants being too strapped to afford a nanny.
Ideal, tension. Your father's about to quell the enemy. Watch and learn, my boy. Yes, spin that band. Spin that spin around.
And these sons out there doing it. I mean, hey. Alright, we can cook them up, though. The true culprit. Go ahead, talk. Let me see your evidence.
Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing.
No, it's really not. That's like if I came out there and I saw a metal pipe being smacked around. Someone threw me the weapon. I'm like, wait, what the heck? And then you just saw me at the last second. They're like, oh, you did it. I'm like, bro, what? No. That is dumb advice to say. Dumb thing to say. Come on now.
Yes, pointing his gun at the fourth man he was. That young lad in black. That much I myself did see.
Yeah, you saw it the last second. Like, seriously. Someone can knock someone out, give them a weapon, and then you think it's them. Like, come on
now. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, standing all by himself. Y'all don't be seeing crap! The woman was there! Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out. These testimonies are certainly compelling. Wait, that's nonsense. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't on at all. Please, enough with these outbursts already, you weirdo. But there was a woman. There was a young woman at his table. You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her.
Objection!
Shut it! If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We are not here to listen to your fantasies. It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact.
This is a photographic print of the scene of the crime, counsel?
Indeed, of the table at which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident. As you can plainly see, there's only one plate set.
Certainly, based on the appearance of this print. it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else. It doesn't make any sense. The court will add this new photographic evidence to the court record. Okay. I don't understand. What's going on here? It's just not possible that no one else saw that woman. The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. But that's not true. I saw her. I swear that I saw the woman with him. It would seem that we will be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain in time after all. Witness testimonies we have just heard leave no room for further doubt. Can you at least let him do a cross-examination? Like, come on, bro. These are very sensible political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. To think that I, Takatsuchi Achi, will have contributed to the amity of these two great empires is an honor. How can this be happening? These judges are about to rule. Stand tall, Ryunosuke. It's not over yet. What? If what you say is true, there's something going on here behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth in your cross-examination. I don't know, Kazuma. The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witness, but make it quick, understood? Just, rules can be so unbending at times. If I say, if I don't get my cross-examination, we got to crash out. Not really, but we're not gonna hit that. Go ahead. We'll try to cross over that one later. Okay, we're gonna probably hit those two. So, all right. Okay, can I press that real quick? You must have noticed someone else at the Dr. Wilson table. There was a lady there. As you have been paid at points, and as you've been paid at pains to point out this time and time again, I'm growing a callus in my ear. And yet no one else appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman. Only there was more people at the dining hall in town. Someone would have been able to notice her. Unfortunately, it's already past 2 p.m. when it happened. The quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant. I know, of course the place was almost empty. It's what you expect. Certainly, 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of a time to eat. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eaten at a time of day and why he was alone. Yes, Your Excellency. There was indeed a reason. There was. This was found in the victim's jacket pocket. Thank you for giving me evidence. What is that, Counsel? It's a medical report card, Your Excellency. It would seem to appear that the victim had an appointment at the clinic prior to visiting the restaurant. Had a clinic? Yes, there would indeed appear to be an entry for a date in question. 19th of November. Noon to past 1 p.m. Sad yawn. The very day of the incident. So, the victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation couldn't be more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, as it really had no bearing to the case. I wonder, what do you think, Ryunosuke? Well, it's hard to see how it can be related, really. Remember, you can request it for the court if you think it'd be useful. Yes, ask it to be submitted. Yes. I need to see evidence.
Yes.
If I may, I'd like to ask for that medical record report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency. On what grounds?
The court has already heard conclusion that witness testimony. Additional evidence may be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are of no concern. Well, my thing though, if that's the case, you don't think that someone could go out there and wanted to see him or something?
Objection!
Thank you, come on. Whether or not they're concerned is up to us to decide. We have every right to explore all possible avenues. I beg your pardon? You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. Very well. The court will grant the defense request. Just youngsters these days are forever ascertaining their rights. It's almost a disturbing trend.
Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report card to the records.
What we need right now is new clues. Yeah, we definitely do. Let's see.
You have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first.
Right. I hear you. You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival already for you. Or perhaps you've forgotten that these witnesses' testimonies leave no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate for the accursed. Kakuruta-san. Can I see this thing a little bit? Like, can I at least look at it or something? Okay, hold up. Okay, now let me ask you something, sir. Let me ask you something. Yes, it may have been true that I was holding the gun at that point in time. But I told you already, that was only because I picked it up off the floor. Well, obviously, as the culprit, that's the only way you can explain it away. I had just finished drinking my coffee. I was about to leave the restaurant when I noticed the gun on the floor at Dr. Wilson's feet, so I picked it up. And exactly at that moment, I heard a bang. A gunshot rang in my ears. Full of events beyond our control life is. Sorry, what do you mean? In your case, you found a pistol on the floor and picked it up, which precipitated this testing predicament. Whereas conversely, I failed to pick up the Koban from the floor and found myself in an equally testing predicament as a result. Anyway, the fact remains, myself, I did see you.
That is true, that is true.
With pistol in hand, standing over the foreigner.
That is true, that is true. Now let's talk to you. Let's press you about this one, though, sir. Let's do that. So you actually saw that with your own eyes, did you? The victim, Dr. Wilson, dying alone.
That I did. Forgive me for the position I placed you in. So the testimonies of the old man, the soldier, and the waiter all agree on that point. Is that interesting? Let us not forget the incontestable evidence we have to support their statements as well. As can clearly be seen, there is only one single beef steak on the victim's table. A meal for one.
No. The antique dealers, the sergeant, and the waiter who testified before. It's not possible that they are all lying. But if so, then why? If I'm perfectly honest, I have absolutely no idea. Let me see something.
Yes!
No. No. That's not the sitting at all. For a starter, I didn't fire the gun. We have a difference of opinion on that. The opinion of an uniformed officer versus that of a fledgling cadet. I don't think so. Consider this, defendant. Just a moment ago, I blinked. Did you?
Did you see it? Did you see me blink? How could I? And yet, it's an undeniable fact that I did blink. See? You're stupid. So there you have it.
Have what?
Tension! The sound of the firearm rang in my ears in the very next moment. I saw you waving a gun at the Englishman. I think that says it all, don't you? And let us not forget that the antique dealers witnessed the accused in the most incriminating position as well. Isn't that so?
Okay, wait. Alright, let me just see something real quick. How did you... Okay, well, I guess you did see it, though, but, That's the problem. Okay, let's just let's just press and just see what happens. Let's press and see what happens. Yes, it may be true that I was holding the gun at the time. I don't think it was for. Okay, my bad. I forgot. Oh, my bad. I forgot. I already read it. I read this part. My bad. I forgot. I forgot I read that.
Yes.
Let's talk to you real quick, sir. You must have noticed someone else that was saying there was a lady there. Okay, we read that too. Okay, we read that too. Okay.
Yes.
Let me talk to you. Why aren't you telling the truth? What? What did you think of that? I clearly remember. Alright, that's fine. There was a woman sitting across from the table, professor. Perhaps one of you might not have noticed. But for both of you to fail to see the professor's dining companion, it's just not possible. Unfortunately for you, defended Dorhoda, it's not just a case of these two witnesses alone. Sorry? The waiter, whose testimony the court had heard earlier, clearly said the same thing. He also said the victim was alone. That's right.
Precisely. In other words, you're a sole proponent of this phantom lady. But if such a woman were indeed present at the scene, the prosecution demands to see proof. And if no such proof exists, the prosecution demands no further mention of this phantom woman to be made. It's a blatant waste of the court's time. There's nothing I can say to that. Tish, ha.
Excellent work, Ryunosuke. We've gleaned some new information now. Well, yes, but I don't feel like it changes much. I can't see that it brings any real discrepancies to light. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got before. There we go. That's what I need. I need some evidence for that medical report card. Oh, you mean this? Yes, this is a brand new piece of evidence. So perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail. Let's do that. How exactly? You'll notice some pieces of evidence bears a magnifying glass. These are the ones you may examine. Can I do it for this now? I can't, sadly. Press X, and you can get a closer look at the evidence in question. Okay. Okay, it's like this. Okay. So rotate the evidence in all directions and examine it from all angles. By using these, yeah, we know this. You can move the crosshairs around to hunt for clues that may have been missed before. The crosshair starts to pulsate. Press X to investigate further. So, partner, I think you should take a closer look at this medical report card. See if there's something new that has been learned by examining it in more details. Alright, I'll see what I can do. Can't do that yet. It says how to clinic the medical report card. I hate clinics almost as much as I hate hospitals and surgeries. Aren't they all the same? When I was 5, I caught the only cold I ever had once in my life. I remember even though I felt awful already, I had to hide this hideous infection on my right arm. I'll never forget it. Never my whole life. Most people would give their right arm to Most people would give their right arm to have had only one cold in their whole life. Anyway, I don't think this clinic where they would treat people for illnesses like that. Let's keep looking for clues. We don't want to miss anything. Looks like the medical report card was first issued quite some time ago. It's probably a record for a long-term treatment. That's why. With a family doctor, I imagine. Well, I can't imagine. Going to a doctor, I mean? As long as I'm alive, I'm never consulting one. Well, if you were already dead, there would be no point. So you don't like doctors then? Why would you? If you could drink horrible tasting medicine. They give you painful injections. Then they demand lots of money from you for the privilege. All when you're at their lowest ebb. You sound like a model patient. It's a bad case of stubbornness, no less, for which the only cure is a very bitter medicine indeed. Wait, there you go. Let me get that. Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history. Ah, and there's an entry for the date the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia. Extraction of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out? Yeah, that sounds like it. It would seem so. Just before the incident, he had a bad tooth removed. Perhaps they had used laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief. Makes sense? Yes, I've heard of this anesthesia. Although it's hard to believe there's anything that could extract for the pain. Ah, there's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure until anesthetic effects have passed. Really? Sounds like an information worth bearing in mind. The medical reports, okay. But this new information, the meaning of one particular paper, and they hold. So I think it's time we listen to the testimony again, don't you? Definitely. Sir, let me hit you with the hold up. I'm gonna save real quick. But yeah, I'm gonna hit you with that big evidence real quick. I'm gonna hit you with that big evidence. Look, I've been streaming before. An hour 40 minutes. Dang, I've been streaming that much. Okay, wow, crazy. All right, let's get this out the way.
Yes.
You're cooked. Well, I think about what are you wittering, lad? Call yourself a lawyer? I wish I could, but first and foremost here, I'm the accused. Ryunosuke, everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it. Thanks, Kazuma. I could see it quite clearly in the cross-examination you just carried out. When you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully, you knew exactly what you wanted to say. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking. Alright. And thanks for that advice. Boy, let me cook up real quick. Kurakuta-san, this is the medical report card belonging to the victim.
Oh, I see, and I don't see. What of it, boy?
Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness testament or statement. Let me talk to you real quick. Something clearly doesn't add up.
Dear me, have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur?
Sorry, what?
You are not to interrupt the court proceedings with your amateurish drivel. But let's see if I can explain in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered. Restaurant. Whatever he may or may have not done before that is completely irrelevant.
But that's, remember, Ryunosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point.
Your Excellency, I believe we've finished here. There is surely no need to prolong the trial further. The witness testimonies the court has heard is clear and concise. This medical report card has no bearing on the matter at all, for the simple reason that there's no one else besides the pale-faced pupil who would...
This medical report card has nothing to do with the case. Do you really believe that?
What? That outburst have petrified me, boy. Of course I believe it. How could it possibly be relevant?
That's because the clinic which issued the report card is a dental clinic.
A dental clinic? Is that supposed to mean something to me?
Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just a tooth extracted.
What's this now?
And furthermore, if I told you that as a result the victim had been forbidden from eating. Just what you're trying to say, Cadet? That it makes sense why there's only one steak. Not because it's hers, but because it's his steak. I mean, her steak. It's not his steak, but it's her steak. Because he can't eat. He can't eat. He had orders not to eat? So what? It's all written up in here. No food or drinking other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia wears off.
What? No, that can't.
Kurakuta-san.
What, boy? What?
As you just heard, when he was killed sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all.
No.
Additionally,
there's more?
You have assured to the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. But that cannot possibly be the case. Grr. Because the victim, as well as we know, had just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of the anesthetic. Expertly done, partner. He better crash out.
Objection!
How dare this man? What is this nonsense? You little upstart! These are baseless accusations. Just look at the photographic evidence.
What if it's the other way around, though?
You can clearly see the plate of the food at the victim's table.
Objection!
He can literally just switch it. Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can you not follow the logic?
How dare you?
I think it's fair to say that the tables in this restaurant case have turned. Wouldn't you agree, Ryunosuke? Yes, most definitely. So, having you just undergo on, some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one crucial conundrum. Who in fact was eating the pictured beefsteak? The court will hear the opinions of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel. Counsel? Oh, that beats me, does it? Alright, the answer to this question is going to be pivotal. It's the start of your turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of. Got it. So, where's he eating the steak for the fish? Wait, must have been. As an as yet unknown third party. Obviously, it could only have been someone else who was sitting at the treasure table.
You will not let this go, will you? There is no such person.
Yes!
Yes, there is, you fool. There was, because I saw her.
When the incident occurred, we know that the victim could not have been eating anything. Yet we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on his table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there is someone else there eating it. We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witness testimonies are unreliable and dirt. If the court decides to push through a ruling at this stage, we will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial relentlessly. Kazuma,
are you insane? You would take on the government?
Don't worry, Counsel. I have no issue with you.
What do you mean?
I have an issue with them. Those two witnesses in the stand.
What? What are you talking about?
We have demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So if it turns out that the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously you will be charged with perjury.
Perjury?
And since this is a murder trial, which is even more worse, you will also be deemed complicit in the killing.
Complicit in murder? Why did they do that? No!
Yeah, talk our talks, yeah!
No, negative. There was no mention of this at the tactical meeting. I was just following orders. That's right, as the man says. Just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they told us.
You're cooked. You're cooked. You're cooked.
Oh.
What? What did you say, Kurakuda-san?
Oh, no.
You were just following orders.
No, hold on. And I was,
Say you never saw the gentlewoman. Grr. When you say the gentlewoman, do you mean you saw the victim with a lady from overseas? What?
Objection!
How dare you? What? What is the meaning of all this? These witnesses gave false statements? Is that true, you pair?
Just one. Just one simple
Slip of the tongue!
order. Order in the court. Counsel, explain what is going on here. It's painfully clear now. You tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth.
Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing of this.
Then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut?
Well, that's classified. And stop grabbing my mustache. The thing needs to be kept in tight. I'm about to grab you.
So you're prepared to be tried as conspirators to this murder, are you?
You wouldn't. This can't be happening.
Ryunosuke, judging from the way they're reacting to this, I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Archie had any idea about this. What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there are only a handful of possibilities. It can only have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. Well, We do who might be behind this. We confirm who tried to silence the witness. They will continue the pursuit. Of course, we'll need evidence for firm accusation. Evidence that proves whoever did it wielded his or her power here. Wow, how could we possibly remember how we made progress before? We examined this piece of evidence into more detail and found a new clue as a result. Okay, yeah. Right. I'm gonna let them handle it. Yeah, yes, that's right. Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it? Yeah, you're right. Because we have, this. That's just this. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh crap! Oh yeah! There we go. Well, that's unexpected. What is it? Look. Do you see what it says with the witness name here? Satoru Hosanaga. Well, yes, business cards do tend to show the person's name. That's the sort of point. It's not the name that I expect unexpected. It's his job title. His job? Oh, the Chief Inspector, Satoru Hosanaga. Primary Criminal Investigation Division. Temporal Police Bureau. Inspector? What on earth? I have no idea. Let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence. If there wasn't someone here... there we go. Perfect! We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing we've missed. There's no time to lose. I want answers. If it's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty will be severe.
Please, wait. Your Excellency, I had no idea about any of this. I swear to every Chateau God. I knew nothing.
And what does the defense have to say about all this, well, Your Excellency, there's time to think. I'm just gonna have to close my eyes and shout every first name that comes out of my head.
Yes!
Hosanaga! Well, surely that would be Satoru Hosanaga-san. Hosanaga-san, the waiter who took the stand earlier?
Objection!
Poppycock! What possible reason would the waiter have to make the witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence.
For once, I would agree with you. If that is the man truly were a waiter.
What? If he truly were?
Let me talk to you. Come on, Ryunosuke. Time to hit this court with the truth. The truth about his real identity, proven by this evidence.
Yes!
There we go. Because no one decided to look at this thing. The plate at the restaurant sketched by the man in the question? I agree it shows a great deal of attention to detail. I'm not sure if we conclude anything. Sorry, Excellency. That's the back of the card. It's the back of the card. The back of the card that's of interest. I beg your pardon? Or maybe I should say the front? Yes, it's the front of the back of the card. That's where the telling detail is. Oh, so you just want me to look at the front? Would somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say? Hosonaga-san sketched the plans of the restaurant on the reverse side of his business card. The front of the business card reveals the man's and questions profession, his true profession. The waiter's profession? But that's surely... Good gracious! That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau.
What? The waiter's a police detective? I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I not heard any mention of this before?
Because he didn't look at the front of the card. Why did you not look at the front of the card? That's like the most obvious thing to do. Look at the front of the card. The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power, absolute power, as far as regular civilians or citizens are concerned. So witnesses, they're in the stand. Was it the fact that the waiter who gave you the orders? Was it the one who told you not to mention that you'd seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene? Or, well... Inspector Hosonaga. I was worried something like this may happen. When you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized there was a possibility. The court will take this plan and add it to the court records as evidence. Oh, well... Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. Yes, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It's my guiding principle. But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusual, careless mistake.
So, you mean to say you really are a detective?
But why would a detective be working on a restaurant waiter? Ah, of course. Your salary must be terrible. I was working undercover. Don't ever disrespect me like that. Undercover? Yes, there have been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter, working undercover. Incidents at this restaurant? What kind of incidents? That would be classified police information, which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide. Very well, then, Inspector Hosonaga, but you will elaborate on one point for the court. Of course, Your Excellency. We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you, that at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you also was aware of this person's presence, having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner. Therefore, I am led to assume that in fact, in your professional capacity as an officer, you required the witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? Correct, Your Excellency. Unbelievable! As I suspected. As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out to the kitchen to see what happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair, and beside him, a gun in hand, stood the accused student. And opposite of the victim, at the same table, was a young lady, whom I must guess to be an English woman. So the truth comes out, and I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the bureau. It was then I received some special orders. Special orders? You mean to say, remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once? It was made clear to that Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders. But what if this Englishwoman was the killer? I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. The Empire views their friendly terms of its relationships with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishman has been murdered on our soil. To name an Englishwoman as a primary suspect, well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case. But it's not right. I knew these guys were capping. One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Cosma? Yumi University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain. I'm fairly certain that one of them, studying in the medical faculty research laboratory, is a young English woman. What? You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. You mean, remove the woman from the scene of the crime. I thought it prudent to check her identity first. Then the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. The Englishwoman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Jezebel Brett. She's indeed a foreign student, studying in the research laboratory of the Yumi University's medical faculty.
What? What is happening here?
I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene, and ordered these witnesses to make no mentions of her in their testimonies. It must now be up to your Excellency to decide how to deal with this situation. Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise, namely that the victim was dining alone. However, as we now discussed, that this premise is now false. It would appear this desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth and give out a ruling.
Objection!
But, Your Excellency, that would mean missing the noon deadline of the ruling and the order to send the telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be displeased by such actions.
Calm yourself, Counsel. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to be influenced to the proceedings of my courtroom. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes, sir. You will locate this Jezebel Brett and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency. At once, Your Excellency.
But that means you'll be going up against the special orders you were given by the police bureau.
As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigation flawlessly. So, it won't be a problem? Nothing will get in my way. There you go. Court will adjourn briefly. The prosecution must call the English student Jezebel Brett to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear?
Yes. Your Excellency!
Good. Then we will have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. And we could stop it here, actually. And we got to begin. Boom, perfect. That's a good save here. Yep. Alright, y'all, we could stop it here. This is going crazy. We are here. Yeah, we are going to stop it here though, because I did promise I would at least get to at least other part done, and then we get the other things straight into the point. But yeah, y'all, we're going to stop it here. Thank y'all for showing love on the stream. If I can bring out actually, I'm gonna actually see if he's actually ready to do this thing if he wants to. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, y'all, I will stop it here, and if I can go out there and bring him out here, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'll see y'all then though. Peace and love y'all though.